Hey, how's it going, connectors? Welcome to another fresh episode of Staying Connected, where we find connections through open and honest conversations. There's just too much emphasis on differences that we forget that we're just one big community. We seek to learn about life lessons, experiences, setbacks, and vulnerabilities of one another. How's it going, guys? I'm Kenny.
And I am Scott. Okay, today's topic, cultural practices, all the fun
Yeah.
ones, all the weird ones. So
Mhm.
I was thinking, let's go ahead and we'll just go back and forth, and then we'll discuss it. So I'm going to
Yeah.
discuss Vietnamese culture, because that's what I know most,
Yep. And
and
then I'll
Kenny will
be
discuss.
Filipino culture.
Okay.
Yes, I'm full
Any,
Filipino.
so I think for just to make it specific, my focus will be on Southern Vietnamese cultural practices, because
Mhm.
there's so many differences between different regions. So,
Mhm.
okay, so I'll go first. Okay, so doing some research on this was pretty fun. Learning about your
Mhm.
culture. Okay, so here's a fun one. So when a couple gets married, right?
Mhm.
Um, so what happens is both when to decide on a wedding date, both families from each side they come together and they discuss a date.
Oh,
So
wow.
it places a importance of like, oh, what's the family's convenience? No, way different than Western culture, so
Mhm.
where the bride and the groom
Where the
gets to pick.
couple decides, yeah.
Yes, in Southern Vietnam, it's okay. When's the best time for the family? Oh, we can't do that. It's bad luck season. Okay, let's do it on this day, and then both
Oh, very
families agree.
superstitious as well.
Yes, they're
Yeah.
superstitious.
Mhm.
And then what the funny thing is that on the wedding day, the groom goes to the bride's house and asks for her hand in marriage, which is super weird on the wedding day.
On the wedding day. So did they
Yeah, to the
It's
groom
not
over. So
gonna
I thought it was very interesting. Like, what they say no and all that planning for nothing.
Yeah. So they actually meet together before the wedding day and then they
Yeah, and then they sign a day, and then on the wedding of on the
and
day
then
of
that's the
the groom.
final verdict.
Yes, that's like, okay, go ahead. Because in Asian culture typically, especially Southern Vietnamese,
Mhm.
how it's seen is that they're giving the daughter away to another family. So it's kind of like you're losing your daughter to another man. It's how they see it. So it's very important. You have to go through all the steps, and the groom usually has to do like a lot of work,
Oh.
beforehand. But
So
then
yeah, I mean, I guess when they actually, do the final verdict, they do the ceremony and
they
the
do a
reception.
ceremony. Yeah, so yeah, they do. There's like a whole traditional thing. It's super nice. Everyone gets dressed up in this. Uh, Back then, it's called, and they used to dress up in these traditional outfits called the ao yai. It's
Mm.
basically you wear it usually for like summer. There's different variations, but it's usually for formal events only.
Mm.
So I've had
You
one.
have
It looks,
oh
and not on me right now, but I've
oh
always felt it was like super like tacky, and because you wear these really really bright colors, and you
Mhm.
wear this like weird headdress thing, where
Oh
and it's like
yeah.
it feels like a gown. That's what it feels
Yeah.
like.
That's what I thought about the Filipino outfits as well. I thought it was tacky, but over the years I was like, huh, it looks trendy in some way.
Is there a way for us to like just do a little pop up like
Oh yeah,
this is
yeah.
what?
I
Okay, so
will
this
do
is
that.
what this is
Yeah.
what the Vietnamese. I'll send you the picture too. This is what
Okay.
it looks like, and then maybe you can do a Filipino one.
Yeah. So I'll do that. And then but yeah, it was I mean, I thought it was tacky, but now that I see it on like Instagram and all these like celebrities wearing it,
Oh,
it
you
looks
gotta send me one. I don't think I've seen that.
yeah. I mean, it's called like a barong. They use it for special occasions as well, just like weddings, for example. It's like a clear silk type of
Mm.
um yeah outfit for the
Us
guys.
Asians, we love our silk
We
a lot.
love our
Is,
silk.
is
Yeah.
it a bright color too, or
It's
like
just
special designs on it?
there's special like floral designs, but it's primarily like ivory or white.
Mm.
Very simple, but yet when you look up close, it's very detailed in the stitching, I guess. I don't own
Or
one personally, but I do want one.
you
And
want one? Do you have to go back to the Philippines to get one, or do they sell one here?
no, I mean, I thought I would have to go to the Philippines, but I went to Seafood City. That's like the primary popular Filipino what grocery store, and they have
Like genuine?
barongs, genuine barongs, like tailored. You can get it
Wow.
tailored as well.
How
Um,
much?
I don't know, but from what my parents were saying, it's expensive. It's expensive.
Couple hundred, you think, or
Hey, we'll see. Yeah.
grand? No, one day when we do another culture
Yeah.
episode, like we'll wear each
Yeah.
other's
Oh,
even with
yeah.
the Filipino forma, I'll wear
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. So, yeah, I'm
So
gonna go check it out.
another fun thing about weddings is the bride's family pays for everything.
Bride's
Yeah,
family.
yeah. They pay for everything. They pay for like the reception. They pay for the wedding, everything.
Oh wow.
So
That's
yeah,
pretty
the
interesting.
groom, like Vietnam is a very patriarchal
Mm.
um, country. So
Well, I mean, usually, generally, the women gets their way, right? So
nowadays for
yeah,
sure.
nowadays,
But
so if they want an expensive wedding, then
yeah, but I think what I've heard from friends is modern Vietnam, like they don't do it anymore. They just split it 50-50. So
oh,
can't imagine if like your family doesn't have that much money. Like, oh, tradition, you gotta
I
pay for
know.
everything.
It's like, oh man,
It's one of the few things I tell my girlfriend, like I'm super like traditional, so
mhm.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Doing 10
Yeah,
people or less.
for real.
Yeah.
I want a small wedding. What about Filipino culture? Does the bride have to pay for everything too, or?
So in the past, you know, I'm so used to going to these like Americanized weddings that, in the past I had the chance to go to a Filipino wedding, and I guess what happens is, it's pretty basic, whenever they're ready to get married, the bride and the groom, then they just go to each other's families, get their um, permission to marry, and then the wedding ceremony itself is, oh my, it is one of the longest ceremonies you'll ever experiences. You'll ever
Day to
experience.
night, overnight.
I mean, it's like couple hours because there's so many different I guess like objects that they symbolize throughout the wedding. So like we have coins that we have to offer, and then there's just a whole. I mean, I don't want to get too specific into it, but it's just there's so many different objects that they have to really showcase during the wedding to kind of tell a story of um, I guess the love between the couple like that.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so
Like
we have
storytelling.
storytelling, and then also so it's about like what 3 4 hours, three
Do
four
they do
hours.
vows too?
They do
Their
vowels,
vows.
yeah, and then the modern weddings, yeah, they completely just skip everything and then just do the vowels. Um, but aside from that, the outfits that they use they tend to stick with like the traditional barong, clear silk material for the guys, and then for women, typical wedding dress type of thing. Wedding dress,
Now,
we gotta play that song.
now speaking of like symbolism and superstition, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Vietnamese weddings they're exactly like that. So
Mm-hmm.
usually there's like a priest and he has like a whole bunch of like objects that he'll
Mm-hmm.
bless the
Yeah.
couple with, and best believe this priest like is that there's only like one priest and he does like all the weddings, and then
Oh wow.
we pay him before, we pay him during, and then we pay him after. So
It
the
are
church
you?
gets
Yeah. Are Vietnamese
a
people like super religious?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes,
Like,
for sure.
what religion, if I may ask? Like,
We're a lot of us are were Buddhists.
okay.
And then but the modern ones I've seen they're Catholic.
Mm,
There's some that are Christians, but majority is
yeah.
Catholic and Buddhist.
Filipino culture, it's, you know, primarily Catholic. So yeah, getting married in a church is normal, and
Yep.
it's something that everybody looks into. And
Would you want to have it in a church, or do you just want to do it somewhere else?
I would probably want to do it somewhere else because, you know, I mean, I haven't really gone to church as much. You know, I'm a Filipino that didn't really go to church, so I never really I had friends that could, like, you know, they went to church like from every single Sunday. And I guess the whole idea as well is, you know, when you get married, if you want to get married in a church, then there's like these classes like communion, Holy Communion, that you have to take. I guess in order to get married in the church. So a lot of my friends growing up, they would take those classes because, you know, eventually their parents would want them to get married in a church.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for me personally, I might
Save
go
money, save a little money.
save money. Yeah, I might go a different route, a little. Yeah. How about you? Would you go with?
For me, I just want to have like a ceremony where we just eat and dance and just have a good time. Like
Perfect. Yeah.
like just get it signed in the government.
And then done.
Wedding, yeah, and then let's just go have fun for like 4 or 5 hours. Like why waste 2-3 hours just going to the ceremony when everyone's like hungry, everyone's bored, you know, sweaty, tired, whatever. Let's just have fun. It's a fun day. You know,
it is. Yeah, I shouldn't have to stress or.
Yes. It just kills me when like the groom and the bride are just stressing out. They can't even have fun. It's like,
oh, you see that a lot. I mean, you have that TV show Bridezillas and all that.
Yep.
So, but you know, that's a pretty interesting tradition. A little bit different. I mean, it's different when
for sure.
When the wife's family has to pay and they have to meet up and
looking forward to that.
Oh, that is. What if she says no? Like, what happens? Like, you just cancel? There's a cancellation fee.
What? Not with the church. Not with the church.
Policy. Yeah, with the church.
All right. What's another Filipino culture?
Okay, so for Filipino culture, if you know Filipinos, we're you know, we put others before ourselves. We're super friendly, outgoing, and you know, during my research, I was like looking at these points about just weird cultural traditions, and there's one that I was like, interesting that they put it there. But this one is the inability to say no. And I actually found that funny yet pretty true. Just like based off of experience, like with me and my family, my dad, for example, too. He's constantly saying yes to everything.
Is there a reason why?
I think because, you know, not only it's not just like fear of missing out, FOMO type of thing. It's just the whole culture itself. They're open to, you know, learning and also helping as much. Because, you know, I mean, Philippines itself, it's a third world country, and, you know, everybody tries their best to help each other. There is a very fine line between wealthy and poor. So basically anybody within the culture, you know, they just try to help each other as much as possible. So it's just become a lifestyle where if somebody needs something, then you're always trying your best to do it. So you always say yes. And growing up, I kind of felt like I was, you know, like a sponge, you know, just sucking in that whole lifestyle, that whole behavior of being unable to say no.
Has it affected you personally or professionally?
Oh yeah, most definitely in good ways and bad ways. I think we had episodes back. Yeah, just the inability to say no to different projects has caused me to become
Oh
overwhelmed.
yes. Mhm.
But then also saying yes to things has allowed me to utilize my skills and also help people in any way. And whenever, let's say, I go to like my family's house and all that, the first question that they would ask is like, have you eaten? And if you say, um, well, if I say yes, then they're just, okay, let me rephrase that.
They'll be
Yeah,
disappointed if you said you did eat,
yeah.
and they still make
So
you eat anyways.
pretty much, pretty much like that. So yeah, they're definitely, they try to make the extra effort into going above and beyond when it comes to helping. And yeah, so it's a weird yet very true um, thing that lives on. Inability to say no.
I
It's just
think
super nice. That's why.
that's true. That's true, and you're a good example of that.
I
You
don't want
are
to
you
brag,
are.
but
I'm not gassing you up. It's true, but I think saying no is something I really took to heart and actually did,
Mhm.
especially for last year and this year. I was part of a young professional group,
Mhm.
and I had the opportunity to become a co-chair for
Mhm.
one of these committees, and I just had so many things going on, like the podcast, some
Mhm.
other personal stuff, work stuff, that even though the opportunity was great, to lead people, to learn new skills and whatnot,
Mhm.
um, I just had to say no because I can't do it because by having so many things going on at the same time, I would sacrifice the quality of work, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't be 100% there. I would always be thinking about every other thing while I was still working on these committees. And as much as it was a human resources committee,
Mhm.
I enjoy human resources, but it's not one of
It's
my passions. Like it's not something like investing and
yeah.
business and such and podcasting. Like I truly find passion and happiness doing those things. But HR, like I appreciate it and I like to learn about it, but it's
It's
not something that I would drop everything for. It's not something I would spend hours on.
Mhm.
But it has given me a whole bunch of opportunities. Don't get me wrong, but by saying no to things, I can now say yes to things that I want to do focus on. I can double down on the things that I want to do, and therefore I can ultimately reach my goal and focus more on being happy and doing things I want to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, saying no is something that we all have to learn. It's definitely
When's the last time you said no to something, Gary?
when was the last time? I don't know.
Really?
Uh, I probably said no to like actually, yeah, taking on a design project, yeah, for work. No, 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 not work, but it's like a um side hustle type of thing. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So
Why? Why did you say no?
because I'm already, filled up with a lot of different other projects that I really need to focus and um, finish with high quality. So yeah, I'm working on that still. Having the ability to say no instead of I told myself like I have to say no, not I'll try. Like okay, let's see, like that. Because I guess even yeah for Filipinos we tend to say like oh okay, I'll try.
Wow.
Instead of saying no, we
Right.
don't get straight to the point like that. So that's yeah, it's just the friendly
Okay, so just
attitude.
so it serves as a benchmark. So what
Mm.
what constitutes a no moving forward? Like, what's something you hear it and you're like, no, that's not it for me, or what's something that separates it from a no, like a maybe or a yes. So I can give an example. So for myself, every time I hear something, I get a project, I learn about something. If I do it for a couple hours and it doesn't feel like a couple hours, and I keep working on it, and I'm motivated, and I take time out of my own day to research it, it's a yes. So I'll dabble in it if I have nothing else to do. If I'm really booked, it just depends. It's gotta hit four things for me. Like, is it investing? Is it business related? Is it podcast stuff related, communications, or is it martial arts related? If it's not those four, then no, thank you. Let me find someone who be interested in that.
Yeah, even for me, like if it needs to be something, I would say no to something if I didn't feel like I could be consistent with it, and not have any benefit. So yeah, I say yes to things that I feel like will benefit me, and I will, I can be consistent with it, and improve each time I do it, rather than stressing out too much.
Right.
So
let's say they ask you, hey, Kenny, it doesn't have to be like your finest work. Just good enough is fine. But the caveat is that you don't learn much from it. So is that a no? Even though you could complete it and you don't need to put 100% in it, but you're not going to learn much from it. Is that a no?
Yeah, I try my best to put in 100.
Try. It's either that was a test.
See, that is the Filipino in me. It's like, I'll try. See, that's another thing.
I would not try.
I would, yeah. So let's say no then.
Okay, we'll practice. Hey, Kenny, can I have like $10?
No.
You should. You don't want to try?
No.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. I know I am practicing on that. If you are listening out there and you have a problem or you have trouble saying no, then yeah, start today.
Have a benchmark on what you do want and what you don't want, and if it does cross into the don't wants, then you have to have some conviction to say no. Remember, the more things you say no to gives you the opportunity to say yes to the things that you do want to do. Well, back to some more fun Vietnamese culture stuff. Okay, so in Vietnam, we have a tendency to downplay a lot of things. So, for example, let's say I give you a gift, Kenny, and you say, "Oh my goodness, thank you so much. You shouldn't have." What I would say is like, "Oh, it was nothing. It didn't cost me anything. It's just something simple. It's nothing much." And let's say the gift is extravagant. I would still do my best to downplay it to make you feel like it's not a grand gesture. Or even if I do something nice for you, like I'll wake up in the middle of the night to pick you up, I would still be like, oh, don't worry about it. I was just around the area. I was already up already, so it's no big deal.
Oh, so I'm gonna call you one
day. I gotta practice saying no then.
It all ties in together. So I'll call you 2:00 in the morning. Pick me up from like the west side.
But one thing that I do notice about myself is like sometimes when I'm challenged in a position, let's say at work, for example, like I didn't see a mistake or I overlooked something and someone would bring it up. Right? Before I would tell them like, oh, I would try to save face by saying it's like, oh, I knew that already. I was about to say, the mistake that you found, or like, I would tell them, I was wondering when someone would find that mistake. It's so obvious. Or I would tell them like, about time you found that, something like that. Right? But it just damages relationships and it just hurts the rapport. That's why nowadays I would tell them, oh, that's great, thank you for finding it. Like that's exactly why
All
this
you need.
team was made. So that's exactly why this team was made. So then we can look for each other's blind spots, and and if I miss anything, you guys can point it out, or you guys miss anything, we can point it out, and we can work with one another. So I'm not sure you have a recent situation where you have to save face, or how is it in Filipino culture?
I mean, yeah, Filipino culture, we feel like we tend to try and save face a lot of times. Just the fact that, I mean, the example that you brought up with your work and kind of like knowing that, oh, I knew that mistake was going to happen all the time. I mean,
I was testing you guys.
yeah, we're kind of like that. We tend to want to, be right as well. And yeah, it's pretty similar. You could say.
But for yourself, any personal examples?
I would probably say maybe when I'm with friends going out to dinner or something. Not our group, but like just
Right.
in my past experiences, somebody would recommend like this place to eat at, and then all of a sudden everybody is like, oh, we're at the restaurant eating already, and they're like, oh, we should have gone somewhere else. And then,
All right, because it was good.
yeah, yeah. And then I go in and it's like, yeah, I know it's
So you're trying to save the other person's face by, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I do that. Yeah, kind of like that.
No, I do think saving face is good for sometimes, but it does take away from people taking accountability for things. Like, and I catch myself doing this all the time too. It's like I mess up and I act like it's not a big deal, when I can just be like, oh, I just made a mistake. Who cares? Who cares who's watching? As long as I'm only gonna learn from this and get better from it. So why even bother caring about the mistake? Why trying to save face in front of people that don't really know me, or don't really care about me?
Yeah. Saving face.
That's a big thing in like Asian culture.
It is.
People would do drastic things just to make sure their reputation and their
reputation is reputation and like social status too. I guess recently I learned that in Filipino culture, say if you're like a celebrity like Manny Pacquiao, for example, world renowned boxer, and he's now like a politician. So what Filipinos kind of tend to think is that if the person is successful in whatever industry they started in, like for example, Manny being a boxer, if he's good in that, then he'll be good at anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's the mentality that I guess Filipino culture has. Like if you're good at something, then you'll be good at.
That's true. And you see that you see that in the workplace. It's like, oh, that person's a great salesman. Let's promote them to be a manager. And it turns out that person sucks at people skills, and they're a crap manager. All they were was just an excellent salesperson. So you do see that all the time.
Yeah, similar to like even all the actors and actresses in the movies. A lot of people tend to think that, oh, because this person acted this character very well, a lot of people like the person when they become, let's say, like governor or a politician, like that. So weird.
Yeah, and the celebrities probably have to act that way. Have to be like an angel the whole time to like preserve their reputation, save their face. Because if the public were to see their quote unquote bad side, then it's just disastrous for them.
Yeah, diving a little bit deeper into the whole culture.
No, for sure. Like culture, for me, for sure, it defines who we are. It shapes our behaviors. And for my parents, I remember um, when we would go to another family's house, you know, the mom of the other family would, tell me, "Oh, Scott, you got so tall. I heard that you got really good grades or whatever." My mom would just immediately step in and be like, "No, he's so lazy and he's like so dumb. He leaves stuff everywhere." Just to make sure to downplay, her compliments and to make her feel good instead of complimenting her son. Which if you think about it, like I was still super young.
Yeah.
It kind of like negatively affected me. I'm like, why are you giving
Wait.
me crap? Like you're making me even more insecure. And like
Yeah.
everyone, she just told everyone growing up that I was lazy when I was so far from lazy. And
Yeah.
I just kind of like messed up my psyche. So I'm not sure
Oh,
you had that situation growing up.
I mean, when even today, whenever I go back home, especially like, for the jobs that I've taken on, especially like my job now, um, yeah, word spreads real quick that, like, especially from my dad, he talks to a lot of people, and whenever he's out, he's like telling everybody like, "Oh, my son, he's he's the guy that does this," and I'm like looking at it like, wow.
At least it's positive
It's
things.
positive. So yeah, it's the opposite for Filipino culture. They tend to just brag a little bit too
I
much.
definitely needed that in my life growing up.
So
Or positivity.
yeah. But you can do that with your future children.
Yes, and my friends. That's what I try to do.
Yes.
If I see my friend doing something well, I would go out my way to make sure I compliment them
Mm-hmm.
specifically. And it was a recommendation a while back that I gave. Like when you give compliments, be really specific about it. And that way I'll make them feel super good, instead of something super general.
Yeah, for sure. It's because then it's more personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, more personal. Yeah, it's not like
some generic like, oh.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Yeah, nice
you.
shirt. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a nice shirt. Said, "Oh, I like the way the shirt like wraps around your shoulder and makes you look wide.
Yeah, you gotta specify.
Emphasizes your traps."
See, there you go. Start good relationships like that.
For real. Okay, back to Filipino. What do you have? Another one? Another fun one?
Okay, so I mean, of course, I like food, and I really miss going to like family gatherings and just eating. But what's interesting and funny in Filipino culture is that whenever we see each other, see family members, it's we don't typically say hi, like kumusta. It's more like kumain ka na ba, which is have you eaten? So that's kind of like the hello, and
Not even a how are you?
not even how are you,
you
like yeah, it goes straight to that. And yeah, food and Filipino culture, they're very expressive when it comes to cooking, and especially when they invite you to these gatherings, and that's the first question that comes up, like, have you eaten? Kumain ka na ba? But in addition to that, we tend to eat with either our hands or with a fork and spoon at the same time.
Really?
So I don't
No
know how.
chopstick?
No chopsticks.
Really?
Yeah, so we use both a fork and spoon at the same time. We use the fork to push things to the spoon so we can eat with with the spoon.
Or you can use the spoon to like put it into your hand.
You can't do that. Yeah. So it's it's a funky type of custom that we do. You watch any movie type of thing. It's either with your hands, or just with a fork and spoon. Yeah.
Interesting.
Not only a fork or not only a spoon, but both at the same time. I mean, it was just yeah, an interesting, funny, yeah, kind of weird
I need to
tradition.
go to one of these gatherings. Please invite
Okay,
me again.
well, hopefully, yeah, we can, as long as it's 5 people or less, then we can go. We can go to like a Filipino restaurant. Yeah,
Take me.
I
I need
will.
to.
Okay, I will set that up.
And you need to order in like just like
I okay. I learned that today as well. I learned that in my courses as well. I'm actually taking Tagalog courses. Just put it out there. And
pronunciation sounds great, by the way. Can't
thank
tell,
you,
but it sounds
thank
great.
you. Yeah, yeah. Kumain ka na ba? Yeah, like that. So,
So,
whoa, you Filipino?
no, I don't know this. No, no, this.
All right. Okay. We going to the nearest Filipino restaurant soon. Okay. Yeah, so just simple kind of tradition or custom.
Are there any? Is there specifically any dishes that's always at these gatherings? They always make it.
Oh, so
like a staple.
Yes. Okay, so like for birthdays, for example, birthday gatherings, you must have like a noodle dish. For example, pancit, rice, like what stir fried rice noodle mixed with vegetables. It's a symbol of longevity, long life. I think other cultures have that as well. So yeah, we are told that any birthday celebrations, eat noodles. I even got a call from like my mom, like make sure you eat noodles on your birthday because it is long life. And then you have like lumpia, which is like spring rolls, and you have like barbecue sticks, pork barbecue sticks, and
being hungry.
Let me just like
I'm,
salivate a little bit.
I'm gonna need to enjoy some of that for my belated birthday. Which
Yes.
we still need to celebrate.
We still need to celebrate Scott's belated birthday. He's 21.
Yes.
But yeah, pancit, lumpia, pork barbecue sticks. Yeah.
When do they make that pig?
Oh, lechon. That's for like very special occasions, like
my birthday.
Oh yeah. If you don't know what lechon is, it's a whole pig. And typically at these gatherings, they just lay it out on the table, they cut it right in front of you, serve it right then and there. And that's typically served during occasions like graduations, weddings. Yeah, weddings. So
is it smoked or is it like
it is a roast? It's a whole roasted pig. So I mean, it's been cooking for many hours, and yeah, I mean, you can get lechon anytime here, but if you want to get the authentic lechon,
I want the whole pig, Kenny.
The whole pig.
Yeah, like a big size pig, not those like piglets. I want the actual.
Then we will wait for your wedding day, and then
yes,
yeah, because we're past graduation already. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully someday we can devour a pig.
For sure, it's coming real soon.
Salivating.
All right. Okay, I think we need to do more of these culture episodes. There's so much to learn. There's so much like etiquette. There's body language. There's just so much, and this was real special for me because I got to, and I need to do this more on my own spare time. But just look at my own customs, look at my traditions, and see like what's still relevant. What do I do subconsciously? Do my parents still do it? So it is awesome to learn.
It is. Getting closer to it as well, closer to our culture, even if we're not physically in the country itself. So.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and we'll jump into our recommendation.
All right.
Week. Remember, it can be a quote, a tip, a resource, a reflection. What do you got? Right.
Okay, I'm excited to show this one because we are talking about our culture, and I am Filipino. another very interesting yet fun activity that we enjoy is singing. And not just singing, but we love karaoke. So
Oh my goodness.
so I recently got this Bluetooth karaoke mic, and I've used it like maybe 5 times within the past week already, and I freaking love this.
Do you connect it to a TV or?
You can connect it to a TV or laptop and even your phone. So, I mean, I can give you, I mean, I won't sing a song, but I can give you a sample of how it sounds. It sounds as if we're back in the karaoke room, which
Really?
we all miss.
The volume sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so check mic 1, check
Oh,
mic
wow.
2. Yeah, so it is, I mean, this is basically, you know, karaoke at home, and it's free.
Can you adjust like the echo and the reverb?
Yeah, so this is no echo, yeah. And then you can adjust the music as well to fit the sound of your voice. So
maybe that's how we'll record our next Staying Connected intro.
Okay, starting today, whoever rides in my car, they will be forced to sing a song.
Oh, fun. That's fun.
So I'll have this in my car. We can do some carpool karaoke. And
like James Corden, carpool.
James
karaoke.
Corden, he is the man. But yeah, for any Filipino out there that misses karaoke and does not have a karaoke machine at home, I recommend you getting a mic like this because it is less than $25.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it only that color or is it only pink?
There's other colors, but this is like the OG color that they had, and it shines really brightly and beautiful. So yeah, I mean, I'm a Filipino, and I live up to the stereotype of of loving karaoke.
It's being nice and not saying no. And
being nice and karaoke. So yeah, that's another thing. Whenever we are asked to sing at these parties, you never want to say no.
I'll try.
You will be forced, no matter what, and I will be that guy to force you to sing.
I'll try, Kenny.
No, there's no. It's a judgment-free zone.
You gotta say face.
Judgment-free zone, but then again, we judge. Okay, how about for you?
I regret picking like a serious reflection.
No.
This was a super fun episode, and then maybe I'll need to
you
change it up.
I can sing a sad song if you
have sad music playing in the background during my reflection. Okay, but
okay.
Like way in the beginning, we were talking about staying connected with people, and even though people aren't reaching out to you, you should still do an active role and reach out to people. Like, hey, how are you doing? Just want to catch up and all that.
Yeah.
So recently, I've been doing that a lot, reaching out to people, but
nice.
Try to hang out with them, try to see if we can talk or whatnot. And I get it, people are busy, but it seems like I'm doing that a lot, and I'm not getting like the reciprocation. So I'm not sure if it's an ego thing of like, oh, I want people to reciprocate. If you're a good friend, reciprocate, right? Or should I just get over it and just be like, hey, we're just catching up. It's no big deal. So So my reflection is that like it's just my ego, and if I reach out to people and they don't have the same effort or they don't make the attempt to like connect, that's okay.
And some people take forever to respond, and as long as you made that approach, just don't think that, oh, why am I not getting a response? Like,
they need to have that Filipino mentality and try more.
Exactly. So they're not Filipino then. The
No,
people you reached
maybe
out to.
just half. So just
Oh,
half.
not
Must have
full
a
then.
try. Yeah.
Yeah, they were holding the phone, but they didn't text back, kind of thing.
For yeah. So,
Yeah.
but for me, I'm just gonna keep reaching out to people, and if I get a response, we hang out and or we talk. That's super cool. Nothing's changed, and I love friendships like that where you can pick up, where you left off, and nothing's wrong. But,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be nice to get a little. Hey Scott, thanks for reaching out, bro.
Yeah,
It's been a long
something
time since we
simple like
talked.
that.
I mean, a little appreciation goes a long way, but I'm not gonna let the ego take over and be like,
Mhm.
oh, they have to reach out to you first. We're only
Yeah.
here for so long, so who cares?
Yeah, might
Reach
as
out to people.
yeah.
So stay connected.
Stay
It's
connected.
a verb, and you have to do it, and it's
Yeah,
work. But meaningful work is always worth it.
for sure. Putting in the effort.
For sure.
Wow.
Oh, this is a fun episode. Not gonna lie.
Fun, funny. Yeah, it's just learning about each other's cultures and also our own as well. And that's something that we want to continue doing. Just staying connected with our culture. That was the theme of today. Staying connected with our culture and learning about each other. And the culture. So for those of you listening out there, thanks again for tuning into another great, fresh episode of Staying Connected. You can follow us on social media. We're on pretty much every platform. And if you're watching, subscribe, comment, like. Let us know what you think about this episode and if you can relate. Share some of your experiences as well. We definitely want to hear from you. And also catch us on Spotify. We are, we can follow you wherever you go, pretty much. And yeah, until next week, we will, continue to, let's continue to elevate each other and take care of each other and stay healthy, stay safe, stay beautiful, people.
Staying connected.
Stay connected. Take care. Bye.